I'm Stephanie Sprangers, the founder of Glamhive, and I am here with Kim and Isobel. They are our instructors for the Glamhive Academy. You probably see it on our Instagram because I'm always like pop in there and talk about all the great things you do. And then we're here with Jovian and Jamie, and they're two women who are part of their very first course that Kim and Isobel taught with Glamhive. So yeah, so people are just filing in. The only thing I want to note, you guys, to the attendees, if you want to go to speaker view, on your upper right hand side of the screen, it lets you see gallery view or speaker view. And so if you just toggle to speaker view or gallery view, whatever you want, that changes your screen. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So just for some context, I'm sure that a lot of you guys that are joining this session are stylists, and I've been working on Glamhive for a while. Glamhive as it exists today launched in late 2017. And really ever since I started working with stylists, I wanted to keep bringing stylists more and more opportunities to grow professionally, to connect as a community, and also of course to increase their business. And a couple of years ago, Kim and I met, and it always was a desire of mine to have education be part of Glamhive. Because really it is one of the only industries that doesn't require education. So many women and men that are stylists, you guys just have such naturally great taste. Like the rest of us don't understand how you do it. But I always believe that a little bit more education and support makes stylists feel more confident. And as you feel more confident, just like you do with your clients, when they're dressed well and they feel confident, they do better in their life. And for stylists, when you have some foundational education, and then of course support from people like Kim and Isobel, it makes you more confident to help your clients. So anyway, so Isobel is in London.
Hi.
In Los Angeles. And they are both just extraordinary. I admire them so much. And then of course, Jamie and Jovian. So I'm gonna start actually with Kim and Isobel. I'd love to talk with you guys about what does it take to be a great stylist?
Isobel,
I think you've got to have the eye, and that's the one thing where no amount of training will make you a great stylist. But if you do have the eye, getting professional training is the key thing to do, because that gives you the confidence to actually style. And being a great stylist is being a creative one and not learning formatical boxes. As I always talk about, don't box people. Everybody needs to develop their nonverbal communication, and it's understanding how to do that through the art of successful dressing.
I think that's for sure one of the things we need as stylists, but so many of us forget that being a personal stylist is running your own business as well. And Isobel and I, we chat about this all the time, is, as a stylist, you need to be a great networker. You need to be able to stand up in front of public and be able to do a presentation. We just covered that this past week, like learning to do live presentations. If you can't stand up in front of people and talk to them, you're going to be limiting yourself as a stylist. So there's all these other soft skills, listening skills. You have to be inspired and constantly invest in yourself, research other creative outlets. So, there's these hard skills, real skills of being a stylist. And then there's all this other stuff that is going to help you be in the game, be successful, Yeah.
And I think when the interesting thing is when people come to an academy, they think they know things. And then when we start, I've been training academies since 2007. And I've come totally from the fashion industry. I've lived, breathed it for a hell of a long time, about 30 years. And I think giving my students all of that real fashion industry information is not what you get on any normal course. And so I say to them, do you know this? Do you know that? Even though they're styling, they go, I don't know that. So people don't know what they don't know until they actually come on a course where both my strength and then Kim's strength mine is about fashion industry. So you'll learn it totally creatively and you'll blossom in your own right. So you're not going to all walk out with the same formatical sense of styling. And Kim, with her obviously styling knowledge and then all the business knowledge, gives it that sort of psychological in-depth side to it, which we've really we've really gone into the nuts and bolts of how to make somebody feel through the art of successful dressing. And again, as you say, personality, perseverance, business acumen, time management, all of those things, people don't really take on board that you have to know so many skills to be an amazing stylist and make it in this industry for a long time.
And Isobel, do you want, I would love for Isobel and Kim to touch briefly on just your background and your experience. We'll start with you, Isobel.
So I have just loved fashion, obviously, from a kid, and I did a degree in fashion and textiles, and then I went over to Spain, mainly because I had a boyfriend out there, but I then worked for a fashion designer, Alfredo Corral. I worked with Loewe, and then I came back and I started at Harrods and worked up to acting director there. I was there for 9 years. I was in the days of Princess Diana during that time, and I styled many a celebrity whilst I was there. And then I worked for an evening wear company where I was head of retail, product design. I bought for 10 stores, and then I was made product director, which nothing could go in the collection unless I said so. And then I gave that up and decided to become a stylist because I wanted to be my own boss, and I'm so driven. So a lot of people who want to be stylists have to understand that you have to be an entrepreneur and you have to want to run your own business, and that's quite scary. But if you know your passion to be one, then you have to learn all of those other skill sets to support yourself to run it as a business. So yes, I've been in it for ages. I started academies in 2007. I've got a very big client list, very heavy male list as well, male clients. And I've written both styling for men and women, as well as online courses.
I love it. And Kim?
So I'm an immigrant.
That sounds so funny.
I was born and raised in South Africa, and I had aspirations to be a ballerina. Loved the arts, but if anybody is South African, you will know that your parents did not allow you to pursue anything in the art field. And so they sent me to business school. So I am a business grad, and I then pursued and pushed my way. My tenacious personality found my way to LA, and then quickly went into the entertainment industry. And when I realized that the film industry wasn't exactly what I thought it was, I thought, let me get into production. So I then ended up going that route, and I was an executive assistant to celebrity. And I'll never forget, on my first day, she said, "Oh, I love your outfit." And I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." And this is almost 20 years ago, before everyone was, so we had so many stylists. And so she kept asking me, "Can you pull my outfit? Can you pack this? I'm opening this, the store in Rodeo." And slowly I started dabbling in styling. So I'm kind of a self-taught stylist. And then when I had my daughter 15 years ago, I no longer could, make my celebrity client my main focus. And so I founded Recharger Style. And today I style men and women. I focus mainly with executives, a lot of doctors, lawyers, CEOs, and founded a company called Our Career Labs as well. And another company with South Coast Plaza called Curated Couture. So what's so exciting for me is to partner up with someone like Isobel, who has this deep knowledge about fashion. And for so many years I styled and always thought, I didn't have this fashion degree. So I'm like the hustler with the business side that's created awesome career. And then we have this like fashion guru who's created her awesome career. And I don't know, it's just so exciting to join forces.
Yeah, it is.
I always think, like, what is the magic wand? What magic wand can I wave to give stylists everything that they need to be successful? And I think Isobel, you said it, it's true that all stylists really are entrepreneurs. You're running your own business. And that's the thing that was a big aha for me as I was building Glamhive, is that it wasn't just to provide a platform and technology, but rather all the other things. So now I want to go to Jamie and Jovian and talk with you guys, because you're both in the course, the first personal styling certification program. And I'd love to hear, maybe Jovian, we'll start with you, why you took the course, what motivated you to sign up and be part of it, and to date, what you're getting out of it.
Okay, well, hello, everyone. I would say that what motivated me to start the course in particular is that I knew that I had a passion for fashion and this is what I wanted to do. But I also needed to just like elevate myself. And I felt like, how can I elevate myself knowing that I already know what I want to do? And I'm like, you know what? I need to get the knowledge and I need to get the confidence, because it's so much more than just having passion. It's more so knowing body types and how to style everyone and just having everyone to become comfortable in their skin. And I felt like this is something that I needed to do in order for me to be confident in what I'm doing. So that's why I definitely started the course. And while I'm in the course, I can say it was the best idea ever, because I was like one of you guys. I was listening in on a Glamhive summit as well. And I'm like, I have to be with these ladies. Like, they look so inspirational. And I feel like the support is endless with them. Not only do we have courses like class throughout the week, but then we also have the opportunity to text them and reach out. And it's like a little family. And it's just like, it was the best choice for me, I would say.
Yeah, for me, I joined because I needed some help with the business part. It's one thing to say that we're stylists and we can go out and we can dress anyone, and that's something that you kind of know already. And they were great with helping us understand more body types and fabrics, etc. But to understand the business is something else, But I've had clients. I started my business a year ago, and I've had consistent clients from my previous life, but I didn't know a true format of how to package for them and how to do marketing and etc. And Kim and Isobel have been great with mentoring us, most importantly, and guiding us on ideas on how to really go with it and really go out there and say, I'm an entrepreneur. This is my business. This is no longer my side hustle. So it's really been great with just figuring out who I want to go after and how I want to go after it, and just doing it and having somebody that I know is in my back corner cheering me on. And it's not just my mom and dad. They're actually in my, they're in my back corner. They're doing it. And I've reached out to them one-on-one. It's been great. And I know that they're not just kind of like teaching this course and then I'll say bye. I do feel like I can text them after and go to them with questions when this all ends. So I think that's been the biggest thing for me, is having some mentors in my pocket that I can really go to. That's hard to find, especially in fashion.
I agree. And I'd love for Kim and Isobel to touch on the actual curriculum, because it really is a nice mix of kind of styling fundamentals, as I would see it, where you guys do talk about body shape and fabrics and that kind of thing, but then it's also the marketing and business side. So I would love for you just to do a high level of what the curriculum looks like and how it's structured.
Yeah, if I could also just jump in, I wanted to add to the comments that Jamie and Jovian made. I'm so proud of them. Like, it's so wonderful to hear. I haven't heard their feedback before, but what is so difficult with young stylists is, you have this passion and you come out of fashion school or not, but just like Jamie was saying, it's like, no one's really taught you in school, how to run a business, how to go and get new clients, where to find clients, creating your personal brand story, dialing down on your niche, marketing. These are all things that, you have to have if you're going to be successful. And the thing that we're so passionate about is, people say to Isobel and I, why are we doing this? We are so busy. And I was actually mentoring one of our students yesterday, because this is her side hustle. And I said to her, listen, do you love it so much? Because right now, Isobel and I, we're working at midnight because we're styling in the day. And then we're grading tasks on the weekend. And it's like, unless you love it so much, you're never going to get out of your side hustle, so to speak.
Yeah.
But why are we doing this? And it's really because we just see that so many of you out there, you know, you could be in your career, but how do you take it to the next level? And we want to be there to support, you know, young stylists who are in the game, because we're actually living, breathing, functioning, working stylists. But then I going back to our course, it's like, it's broken up into two bits, sort of two sections. We've got like fashion, and Isobel could, you know, dive into that. Well, go ahead, Isobel, you do the first part, because the first part's all fashion driven.
Yeah, and I just wanted to sort of go back on, you know, students and what they get out of it. And one thing that I always do, and I always have promised in my academies, that I am there and we are there for forever and a day. And I've got lots of past students who are with me today, and I have directed them into different areas of the fashion industry, because some people will be boutique stylists, some people have actually gone into design collections themselves. And you know, I'm at the stage in my career where I just love passing down all this knowledge and helping the future's next top stylist. And Jovian had actually mentioned in, you know, one of the modules that she wanted to go, she was thinking about going into swimwear design. So of course, Kim and I have so many networking people that Jovian has now been connected with an amazing designer swimwear brand who I know, and she's been able to connect with them. And it's, I think that is priceless. And not only are we're not just teaching people modules, we are inspiring everybody, we're adapting to the needs of everybody individually within the course, and we're giving them opportunities to connect with our connections so that they can go on and get further information and education in the area that they want to go in. And I love doing the best thing for me is teaching people, because styling isn't about shopping. Styling is about creating an experience of education where somebody goes home and feels confident about what they wear. And after our modules, we make them very lively. You know, Kim is so lively, and then I've got the English side, and I think we make a good double act of hoping, inspiring through the box. Or I don't feel it's not an online course. I feel like we know each other, and that we have fun, and we're very supportive. And I teach the dynamics of fashion fundamentals, but we teach them at an elite level. So even if you are a stylist starting out, I would hazard a guess that you didn't know quite a few things that we had taught in our course, and we delve deeper into it, so it's more creative. And especially the fashion industry sense, where, you know, there are lots of things there that people didn't understand, or working with retailers. And of course, we teach colour in the fashion industry sense, not in a throw a scarf around a neck sense. And what it does allow, it allows a stylist who hasn't had those fundamental education either to say, great, I know what I'm doing, because what Isobel and Kim have taught me, I'm now confident. Because when you go over to the business side, you want to be able to, you know, say the fees that you want to say. You know, you want to be able to have a price tag on you that isn't $50. You know, you want to feel confident about charging the right price. And I think knowing the fundamentals and then adding extra to your skills and moving over to the marketing, we've got 4 modules that are fully engrossed in business and marketing.
Yeah, so we cover, you know, anything. We start off with an overview of the fashion industry, color trends and accessories, and how to, you know, identify the trends, and how to, you know, work with the trends and your client, because not every client can wear a trend. We cover, you know, body shapes. We cover a new module, virtual styling, which is all about this, you know, and there's so much more, you know, so much to consider styling virtually versus one-on-one. I mean, your packages have to look a little different. It's a different platform. We cover, you know, the art of the shop, you know, the wardrobe edit. And then in the business side, we do personal branding, identifying your ideal client acquisition, you know, where to go and find these clients, how to craft packages, what is the appropriate pricing, and then, you know, actually even business setup. So, you know, business management, how to set up your business, And then we ended off with, you know, social media, how to maintain your presence on social media. And in each module, so to speak, we have tasks. And we kind of bribe everybody to do
Yes.
with presents every week, with gift certificates and things like that. But the goal is that at the end of the 10 weeks, if you haven't started your business, by the end of the 10 weeks, your business has been started, and it's off and running. And if you have started your business, you're now going to be taking your business to the next level, because each module we're not just speaking about what is your ideal client. You have to go and figure it out. And if you can't, we sit and mentor you, you find your ideal client, and then you push out your concept. So it's very practical as well as theoretical.
Yeah.
I love that. You know, I've looked at a lot of courses. I mean, we've all seen masterclass and lots of programs out there. And I've seen everything from like, you know, you pay $1,000 and you basically get a PowerPoint that looks like it was created before PowerPoint even existed. And what I love so much about what Isobel and Kim have done is it's so high touch. You know, I think that in the world of online education, and again, I don't even know if I would see this as, the world is so different now, I think, you know, because of the pandemic, like it's all blended, but I love how high touch it is. And maybe, I think Jamie and Jovian, you guys spoke to that, but Jamie and Jovian, what did you think the course would be like? Or what were your expectations? And then what has it actually been like? I wonder if that makes sense.
Oh, it does. Going into it was almost, I have looked into so many courses, speaking of courses, so many. So this one was most interesting to me because it was touching so much on the business, and it has not let down on that. So a lot of the courses that you find online, it's just so much about how to dress somebody, whereas this one has talking about your brand story. I have not seen a class that goes into such detail about that, and goes into detail about your website, goes into detail about your intake forms, how to create everything so that you are set up to look your absolute best and most professional self. I haven't seen a course like that yet. So for me, that's been the biggest win, is that now I have all my systems in place. I have all my packages in place, and I know that I can go out and be confident to speak to that, which I really wasn't before.
I love that.
To touch on Jamie, I feel like I was a little similar. I've looked into other courses as well, but I also thought that I expected it to be like a PowerPoint presentation, like you said, Stephanie, and I thought it was going to be like, okay, we have class like 5 times a week, and it's more so just a PowerPoint presentation, someone's just talking to us and guiding, but that wasn't the case at all. We also have guest speakers, so it's not just about Kim and Isobel's experience, but now we have everyone else's experience, a part of it as well. And I feel like I haven't seen that in other courses. I feel like it was more so like, this is what, I'm a fashion stylist, I'm a veteran, and I just want to teach you what I know. And I know the saying, it takes a village. And I feel like they understood that, because they realized, yes, we do have all this knowledge. However, we also have connections. And then now we have guest speakers talking to us, and then we're also networking, essentially, because we know them too, because we've met on Zoom. And so I would say I expected it to be like a typical online course, because when I was in college, I did online classes, and I thought it was going to be like that. You have homework, we'll reach back to you, whatever, but it wasn't like that at all. It's very personable. And it just gives you the opportunity to grow on so many different levels. That's what Jamie was saying, as far as it's not just about fabrics and outfits, it's more so your business and finding who you are, identifying who you are, so then you can then help everyone else. Because I feel like a lot of people in fashion styling, this is just a passion of theirs, and this is just what I like to do, but it's so much more than that. It's so much more work, and you are your own business, you are your own brand. They help you realize that. And yeah, that's what I've gotten out of it so far.
I think that's so important. You know, I know that we all know about, you know, companies that tout having a personal stylist, that I think has really diluted kind of in the market. Like, so I'm not a stylist. My background does not come from styling at all. I've always had friends that I've paid to basically style me, right? So stylists. And I think that the public at large doesn't exactly know what stylists do. And because I always say stylists literally work in the closet, you know, so you're not working in a salon, you're not working where someone can walk by and see you. Even if you were a real estate agent, you would put your name on a sign in front of someone's house. and you don't get to do that as a stylist. So, I love this idea of building your personal brand. I love the idea of like the community that comes together around this. And, it's something that I would love to bring to all stylists. Let's see here. What's another good question? And the other thing I love about Kim and Isobel is that really they come from a place of abundance. And, I've talked to thousands and thousands of stylists, and even on this chat that I'm seeing right here, people often ask, I'm a new stylist, how do I get new clients? Like that's the very first thing that so many stylists ask me. And, I think having the education around, the confidence, but how, Isobel and Kim, how would you answer that to a new stylist when someone asks, how do I get new clients or how do I get started? How do you answer that when you're talking to people?
It's a very big question, first of all. And that's why we're honing into our students' individual personalities and skill sets. So, for example, with Jovian, I wouldn't say to her to go and market herself to somebody in their 50s, for example. And she's got an edge where she could do fashion styling as well as personal styling, and she's got a very strong image that she can utilize and become an influencer. So we're really working individually. And we've been talking a lot about how you get them. For example, Jamie has got a young child, so she's going to hit the mummy groups. And it's what I taught, I think, was it yesterday? We did a whole class on giving a presentation. And that's something that people are really scared of. But that's one of the easiest ways of connecting with your audience and pretty much instantly getting gratification on bookings. And a lot of stylists who come in, they're like, oh my God, do I have to stand up in front of people? If you want your client, yes, you do. And I took them through some top tips of how to do it. And again, it's practice. And, that really helps them to understand that to get clients in, one of the easiest ways is to create a party. Whereas if you're talking about Instagram, you've got to connect with them repetitively before you get somebody actually booking. And actually with styling, a lot of the time, you don't get many clients coming through that way as much as you do if you advertise an academy. So it's so unique, it's so individual, and Kim and I have marketed our businesses in so many different ways and created so many different packages that we share with our students. And that's where we're literally breaking out into more individual one-to-one sessions with them so that we can connect with them to really build their client acquisition individually, because that's where it doesn't work so much as a group. Because everybody's in a different state and everybody's a different age and got a different audience. Kim's talked to one of our young girls about having an afternoon tea party, collaborating with a hairstylist. If you've got the jewelry companies, it used to be the old Tupperware where you'd sell that, having a different product that you're selling and then you style it. And so the world is your oyster. And it's not just doing a wardrobe in a shop with somebody. It's about giving a presentation. If you love that, you can bring in a lot of money doing that. You can get signature T-shirts that you can sell. So many different ways of putting what I call money in the till.
We also, it's one of our biggest things is understanding what you're good at. We train everyone to do the SWOT analysis, right? Yes. Like really understand your strengths. I think so many of us, we try to style everybody. And I think that's a big mistake. You've got to understand like who can you connect with. Styling is about connecting. Isobel has a great saying, I'm going to quote her. She says, like, she can style anyone from the neck down. It's, what's in here. And so, one of our things is like really understanding what are you good at? And, do you lack the capability to go the next step further? Because then either hire someone or learn that capability. Networking, collaborating, and just like Isobel said, we work with each student to understand their strengths because they're sending in their tasks and their weaknesses, so to speak, or threats, and then we find ways that where they're going to flourish and with certain collaborations, because it's power in the pack. We're both stylists who we're not retired or, sitting back and teaching. We're in the game and we've pivoted during COVID. And, it's been one of our busiest years ever where so many stylists have really struggled. And I say that that's our gift back to the community, is because we were so blessed, but it's because I truly believe we really have focused over the past, we have a combined 50 years of experience. It's ridiculous. But for me, for the past, almost 2 decades, like really focusing and diving into my niche. And I know my client, I know what they're thinking, I know their fears, I know their aspirations. And then I'm there a step ahead of them. And I think if you as a young stylist can understand like who I want to style, how can I get into their minds? How can I help them, inspire them? You will get your client. And our other thing is, if you want to be a stylist, you've got to inspire people. And you are a stylist 24/7. Isobel, I think I'm going to start a book of your quotes. You have the best quotes. The other day, a stylist is not what you do, it's who you are.
It's who you are, yes. You don't take off your uniform when you get home from work. It's innately who you are, 24/7. If you watch your TV program, you're saying, God, that shoulder line on that guy's suit isn't right.
It's so true. And so wherever we go, I mean, I can be pulling for a client. I was just doing that last week, and this lady comes up to me and she says, you must be a stylist. And I said, I am. And she said, do you have a business card in you? I'm desperate. And it so happened she was South African. So of course we're like besties, we're texting, but it happens to us all the time. And if you're a stylist and it's not happening to you, you've got to like check yourself, because if you're not able to style yourself every day and show up the way you want to, how are you going to get someone else to do that? And that's like module 1, right? We get everybody on board, and it's like, you better show up to class looking your A game, because it has to become a habit.
Love that. I love that. And I think that translates to Instagram also. I see a lot of stylists, and then I look at their Instagram and I'm like, I cannot overstate or understate. I don't even know which, I need more coffee, but people will judge you on your Instagram 100%. That is the first thing they're looking at. And if they don't get who you are, or who you style, or what you're, because they think that how you look is how you're going to style them. Whatever your essence is. Now, I don't want to take over the conversation, but it's so important. And the gift that you give your clients, is the same gift. Like, when people approach me or say, you look so great, to me, that's a sign of how great stylists are, that I get complimented all the time on how I look out in the world. And I just feel like what stylists do is you just bring like happiness and joy and confidence and success to everyone's life, because by just looking better, everyone does better. And so I love what you're saying. Like when I would go to LA and meet with, stylists, I love stylists. I mean, people show up in the best outfits and with the right necklaces and the everything. And I think, Kim, you're right. If you're a stylist and every day people aren't commenting on how you look then maybe it is time. And what I love about Kim and Isobel is they're not afraid to say, then you need to do better. Afraid to have a coach to say, like, well, you need to do better. You need to show up every day looking like that, because really you probably don't have a studio that's on a busy street corner. So people have to kind of like grok that you're a stylist just by how you're occurring in the world.
And it's the non-verbal communication, which I feel so strongly about. Because this speaks volumes about yourself. And if you're walking up to your client and you haven't met them before, they might look at you and go, is that my stylist? Oh God, and they might feel, what it's like if you just go and see a doctor and he might be in sweatpants and trainers, you'll be like, is that my doctor? Will he know how to prescribe me with something? He needs to have a stethoscope and some glasses. And that visual communication is so strong and so innate, whether we like it or not. We judge each other, within 2 seconds, 5 seconds, 7 seconds on what we look like. And this is so powerful. And as I say, never underestimate the psychology of clothing. And it's brilliant. When people get it, it's just brilliant.
It's magic. I mean, we also, for us, our students' success is really our success.
Exactly.
And that's why we're not afraid to share all of our secrets. We literally give them our intake forms, our every secret we have, every packet, because we want to see our students succeed. And Isobel and I, we both our value systems are the same, and we both like similar things, but we're also very different. And I think what's unique about this course as well is that our students, I don't know, Jamie and Jovian can speak about this, can get two different types of feels of two different successful stylists. And you've got this London European, stylist, and it works differently in Europe. And especially if we're, wanting to get out there and do virtual styling, you need to understand different cultures, different ways that it works. Isabel's, also worked in Dubai. And so she brings like a whole different, other sector to it. I'm based in LA, I work all over the States, LA, New York, Canada, but, also have the whole South African thing. And I'm back and forth in Europe. So we try to give this very global approach, but we're both individuals, and we're not trying to say this is the only way it can be done. And I think that's also what's different or unique about us.
I love it. And so the next course, I'm going to open it up to questions. So if anyone has specific questions that they would like answered, just type them in the chat until I see one pop up, because I see lots of great comments where people are networking, which I love. The next course starts June 15th. Yes. And maybe just talk about the format of the course.
Yeah, so it starts June 15th. Our courses, our class setup at the moment is on Tuesdays and Fridays. We start at 10 a.m. Pacific time. And it's usually around 2 hours, 1.5, 2 hours. And then on Mondays, we have a check-in, which is very casual. Isabel's on the sofa with a glass of wine because it's nighttime for her. I have my coffee, and we kind of just get together. If you're having issues with tasks or you have a new job coming up, Jamie had a big client and we helped her strategize it. And so that's like our togetherness time. We also have a WhatsApp group. So we're always texting the group inspiration if someone's seen a movie or someone has a problem. It's recorded, so you can have access. Sorry, go ahead.
Yes, and then we have speakers on the Friday, and we send out the module the Sunday before, I think, or the Monday before, and you have the week really to complete it. Now, a lot of people, I think, and it's good to get the feedback from Jovian and Jamie as to how they're able to actually finish it in the week. So I know there's been challenges, but it doesn't matter. People will just go on and you can.
We're very flexible. So some people are they've got jobs and they're a few modules behind, and we just let them, they attend class, but they'll get their work done as they go. Again, it's because we want to see them succeed. So it's not like we're here to take, this sounds so cliche, but we mean it from the bottom of our heart. It's not like we're here to take your money and run the course and boom, you're gone. That's not what we want, because you're not going to be our ambassador if that happens, So we want you to do this course. Jamie, I know it's also been busy. So as you go along, we're there to hold your hand and complete those modules. And then Fridays,
part of the family.
Yeah, it really is. I love seeing it because they do challenges that I see and everyone's jumping. It makes me so happy watching it. So you can go to glamhive.com, and on the footer, you'll see professional development. And just click on that, and we have a brochure that we've created together that I'll send out. The course is $1,995. It's a 10-week course. I always want to say 12 weeks, but it's 10 weeks, a 10-week course. And so then you can just sign up there. You can apply there. We'll send, again, a long brochure. I'll connect you with Kim and Isobel. Again, you go to glamhive.com. There was something else that someone asked. Also, we have a payment plan, right?
Yes,
that's what I was going to say. Yes. So if you don't want to pay for it all at once, we'll do break it up into 4 payments. So that's no sweat.
Can we do a special promo for the group that's here today?
Do it. Announce it. I like it.
Well, I can't do it live without chatting to my partner, but to everybody who's here,
business on the fly.
Please stay tuned. We'll give you a discount code, and we want to give you all a present for attending so early in the morning.
Well, actually, if anybody's interested and you connect with us, we'll give you a discount code.
Perfect.
There you go.
Yeah, and just
mention the summit, and then we'll chat about it behind the scenes and give you a good discount.
Connect with us and we'll give you something.
I love it. So I'm like the back end assistants for Kim and Isobel. So when you guys sign up, then you'll get an email from me, and then I'll, follow up. And it's been really wonderful to work with them. And of course, I love everything about Stylist. So every time people put things together, I just always say yes. But yeah, so you go to glamhive.com. In the footer, we'll send you a beautiful brochure. Just let me know that you attended this, and we'll give you a discount code. Yeah.
You can also DM Glamhive, right, Steph, on Instagram.
Pardon?
I said they can also DM Glamhive on Instagram.
Yes.
Get a brochure.
I love it. We are still very much like a family, where it's like Stephanie@Glamhive is my email. And we're all super high touch, which I love. So that's great. Let me see here. I want to see if there's another question.
There are a couple of questions early on. Someone had said, how to be a great brand ambassador.
Yes.
That is not our forte, but we have access to some incredible influencers. In fact, one of them actually worked for Isobel and I. And she is going to be a speaker next week. And so we actually have two part of our group, and I don't know, they have like, I don't know how many tens of thousands of followers, and they're going to speak to our crowd exactly about tips to grow that. Just pointing out, not everybody has to be a massive social influencer to be a great stylist.
Yeah, that's true.
Neither one of Isobel and I are exactly that, but we are so busy because we have grown our business in a different way. Yes, we have a social media presence, and you have to, because Instagram has become the new sort of website or portfolio, right? Digital portfolio. But I just want to tell stylists out there, spend time and resources getting cash in the till or bums in the seats. Exactly. And grow your business, and to be stuck on trying to, how to get followers type of thing. But yes, if you want to be a brand ambassador, we're not the experts at that, but we have those connections, and they're coming to our team next week.
And it's also something that we cover in Glamhive. So for those that don't know, Glamhive is a community and a platform for stylists. So we provide stylists with technology to more elegantly style clients online, but also community. So Jovian and Jamie and Kim they're also part of Glamhive, and we do lots of things like these events. Every month we have a class, usually about social media. We do digital happy hours. We have commissions with tons of retailers. So anyone that also wants to be part of Glamhive, you can either email me at Stephanie@Glamhive, or at the top of our website, it says join, and that will kick off an email with some more information. The other thing that we're doing that I think is awesome, I announced it when we started the day, but starting June 22nd, we're going to do, I love doing things that highlight stylists and bring you guys into the light. And so one of the things that we dreamt up was a global style competition that we're going to launch on TikTok. And so this kind of tracks to stylists building their influencer, their followers. It's tougher on Instagram because it's a more mature platform. TikTok is growing really quickly, but I also know it's intimidating sometimes for stylists to just jump on a new platform and know what to do. So we're doing a global style competition where you can win $1,000 an hour with awesome mentors. But kind of like the why behind this is to help stylists come on to TikTok early and build your following there and do some great things in a structured way, because this will also enable you to grow your business. So I know that social media is like a brain drain and we're on there a lot, but it's an advertising channel for you. It's a marketing channel. And so what I love about this TikTok competition is that we all get to come together and have some fun. And it's one of the more rewarding things about Glamhive is helping everyone come together, which I love. Are there any parting thoughts that anyone wants to share?
I want to share.
I have to say one more thing, because now I'm seeing the comments. If you want to be part of the TikTok competition, I feel like I'm directing people all over our site. Go to the top nav. It says events, and you'll see TikTok. I think we're calling it Step and Repeat. Just sign up there and you'll get some information about it. So last thoughts, Kim or Isobel, Jovi, Jamie.
I want to share one thing.
Yes.
This course, since it's an investment and it's an investment in yourself, and I've already made the money back now from utilizing the packages that I've kind of been brainstorming on. So I'm already now even with my investment. So kind of like you gotta just do it because you're gonna learn something that you can then return on investment on. So that's just my parting ways that I would have never thought of this particular idea without Kim and Isobel. So,
Great.
yeah, I think that's kind of something to share with new
It
stylists.
is a really good point, actually. Yes,
Yeah,
because
I've already
people,
made it back.
people are scared about making investments, and with styling, it changes the whole time. You know, what I styled somebody in 10 years ago is not what I'll style them in now, and you've got to keep practicing and also be inspired. And just as equally as we hope to inspire our students, it comes back to us as well. So but styling, you can be very much on your own when you're working, and so being part of a community like this really, you know, pushes you out of your comfort zones, also makes you feel confident, you know. And if any of our students are feeling a bit, God, I had a really bad day and I've styling somebody tomorrow, I don't know what to do, Kim and I will always be there to answer it. I do that all the time with my past students. And that's really important because you can feel very on your own as a stylist when you're going out there.
Yeah, we're all about the support of one another at Glamhive. I think that's kind of our DNA. So it makes me real happy. You guys, thank you so much. I know we're bumping up against the next sessions, and be sure to check out the one that I don't know what time it's at. It's on personal branding for entrepreneurs and stylists. But one of it's going to be a killer panel. One of the speakers literally charges thousands and thousands of dollars per month for celebrities and brands to build their social media. So that they're all going to be great, but that will be a really great one for stylists too. So thank you guys. Have a great day.
Thank you.
I hope to see a bunch of you in our next session.
Yes.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.